Hi, this is Tom Wickman from 123sync.com. We're very excited about this release of 123sync. Our primary objectives on the 123sync were to make this product just great. First, we targeted the issues of duplicates. This release prevents and eliminates duplicates coming into ACT. Easy to set up, including the background processing. We wanted to make it just quick and easy. We also now have a new pricing and licensing mechanism. And we've made a few improvements to the product. We've added more features to the email integration. We made our interface a little bit easier. And we improved our installation and uninstallation, as well as we added an Office 365 direct connection. So you can actually synchronize ACT with Office 365. So before we go any further, I would like to just address three of these objectives. For example, our duplicate elimination and management. What if you have like 4 iPads, for example, and you have sent an email invitation to all the iPads? This email invitation actually creates a couple of duplicates. One of them, it will create two types of duplicates. One of them is the meeting and the appointment. When you receive the email, it creates a meeting on the calendar. So now you have a meeting. So you have the same meeting replicated 4 times on the iPads. It also creates 4 identical emails. Even though the addressee is different, the email is the same. So we assume with 123sync that everything being created in the world has a very strong propensity to be a duplicate of data that already exists in ACT. So what we've built is a little bit of a filter or a firewall between the world and ACT that will actually eliminate a lot of these duplicates, and they do not happen when they're integrated into ACT. So a fact for us is all devices create duplicates, whether they're apps or whether they are device native applications or email applications. They'll create duplicates. So our goal is to design, and was to design, and it is what 123sync version 16 is, to prevent these duplicates from entering ACT. We know that our previous versions had very complex and difficult setups. In this version, we tried to make this easy. First, we set the defaults as not to interfere with the current data, so the user really does not feel that there's a synchronization product running. First, the calendar has no subject modifications in it by default, and the email integration comes without tagging. The background service, we set it up. It used to take 15-20 minutes. Now it takes less than 5 seconds to set up. And from installation, configuration, and syncing the first user, we set up 90 seconds to do the setup, which we now can achieve. And also what we've seen is the connecting with Office 365 was very complex. So we've added a straightforward way where you can just enter the email address, the server, and the password, and you can connect to Office 365. And last but not least, we now provide a licensing mechanism that matches the user's needs. So we still provide a 15-day free trial, but our licenses now are in 3 months or 1 year. So if a customer doesn't feel that comfortable with the product and buying a whole license, we provide a 3-month licenses so they can use, whether it's going to be a client, one user client, or a 50 user server. We support that. We also brought down the price of the product to $95 per user per year, which is which is far more affordable than our past price points. While the license is active, while the user has a valid license, the user has the right to unlimited upgrades and updates for that particular license. So if you buy a new version of Act or Act comes up with an update, that it's included in the license. And we provide email support for the time frame for the license. So without further ado, let's start the software. And you will see the interface is very similar. And here we get the prompt to select the Act database and use the browse. So we click here, just select our Act database. And of course, we're going to have the username and password. We use Chris Huffman. Very short little password. Just ask for it where we want to do it. And now we're assigned, it enables Chris Huffman by default. So now we're ready to select our folders where we want to sync to. So we just click on the contacts. We want to contact, let's go to the test ones here. Contacts. Then click on here, click on the calendar. And then just let's click on the tasks. Click on the tasks. And that's it, we're done. So now we're ready to sync. If we just click here and we just click on the sync users, now we can sync. So this took us about 40 seconds to do. But now we want to run it in the background. So what we've done is provide a new way of doing it, where on the background processing you can install the background sync service. So just click on the install the background sync service. It will ask you for a username and password. We'll do that. And it will tell you how often do you want to do it. It says every 30 minutes. So click on save. And now your software is running in the background. So the question arises, how can I control the software running in background? So by default, we actually add an icon into the system tray. So if you go to the system tray, right click on it, it will give you all the controls on how to manage your background sync. It will give you when the next background sync it is, when, if you want to run it, you just click here and now the sync will run. Or you can stop an ongoing sync. If you want to change the settings, right there. If you want to open the log, we just open the log. Or you can just stop the background sync. So it will stop the sync service, the Windows service that we install. Or you can restart it as well. And also if you want to look at the Windows service, you just click here and it will open the Windows service for you. So let's right click, open the Windows service. And we can see here the Windows servers. Here's the 123 sync that we just installed, and it's actually already been started. So we have a Windows service that's running in the background that's doing all the synchronization when we need to. So if we want to go and then change when the sync happens or how often, just click on timings, and that will change the settings. You can change it for every 5 minutes, 15, hour, once a day. So we provide these options for you just to save it, and then the sync will actually be reset. So very much the same functionality exists on the background processing. So where you can do a sync now, you can stop an ongoing sync, stop and start the background service. But here we can also install and uninstall the Windows service. So it's quite easy and easy to access, and you can do that. So these are all the new options for 123 Sync on how to manage the quick installation, how set up to run in the background almost within 90 seconds of installation. So let's look at the new options that we have on the product. We now provide a little X here that you can actually just clear the contacts folder that you've selected. So you just click here and that will clear it. In the past, there was a 2-prompt process. Now it's almost immediate. And we've spent quite some time on the email portion. You still have 10 fields that you can use in Act for email integration. But now what we do, you can actually extract the email to history, as well as you have the option whether you want or not to attach the email to the contact. So some of our sites don't want to attach the email. They just want the text data to get in there, and we do that. We also now include a way of actually an inclusion field. So if you want to only include if somebody's phone, alternate phone, or sorry, let's just call it user 9 equals to yay. So only for contacts that have the field user 9 equal to yay will email integration occur for those contacts. So now you have this option to actually have an inclusion field in ACT to integrate emails. The inbox settings, the privacy settings, still the same, and the privacy setting as well the same. So also let's look at the general settings. We've done a lot of work on the email piece. We still have the bounced emails detector that will identify the emails that are coming in, whether the bounced emails or not. But we also have an inbox exclusion. So you can add rules to these inbox, and depending on the values on the emails, whether you will integrate them or not into ACT. As well, you can add rules that apply to everybody on the sent items. So these are sent items and inbox exclusions that we didn't have with our previous versions. Last but not least is this amazing Office 365 integration we've included with our product. So let's just go to our Outlook folders and clear them. That will just clear the settings here. It will not clear anything that exists in Outlook. So we just clear those. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to access our Office 365. So we just click in here and we just go into the contacts. And what it will do now, it will go out there and go into the cloud and retrieve the Office 365 folders that we have set up on the cloud. So here we are. We got Clouds Office 365. So we just select the contacts. So we're going to do the same thing for the calendar. So we want to sync our ACT calendar with Office 365. We basically just set the settings on the mailbox and the server and the password, and here we are. There's the calendar, and then we just click on that, and there we go. And the same thing for the tasks. Just click on that. So here's the task. So we just select the tasks, and off we go. So we can actually sync tasks, calendars, and contacts from ACT directly to Office 365. All you need is have Outlook 2010 or 2013 installed on your machine. You can sync to any number of users. So you can sync to Alison Mikola, Betty Browser, Chris Bell, as long as they have different Office 365 accounts, or even into different folders in Office 365. This concludes our presentation on 123 Sync for ACT and Outlook and Exchange. Please contact your integrator or just come to 123sync.com and download a copy of our software, evaluate it and use it, and have fun. Have a good day.